I feel compelled to open my presentation by saying that I am made to feel that it's almost a special privilege to be able to speak this afternoon, especially in light of the statements that were made that concessions were granted and all the rest of it. Mr. Speaker, my understanding is that honorable members of this House share that right and that privilege equally, whether we are in the government or the opposition benches. And it is in that context that I stand this afternoon, sir, to move this motion that is standing in my name. Mr. Speaker, the first thing I would like to indicate, I would have thought that as a citizen, this motion was wholly unnecessary had the government simply lived up to its word that it promised the people of Guyana that it will be transparent and accountable. This motion, sir, is seeking to compel the government to do what it promised the people of Guyana. And that's a difficulty, because voluntarily, on every soapbox, on every platform that existed in the run-up to the 2015 electoral campaign, the words transparency, accountability, good governance, the banners were strung across the main thoroughfares. Time for accountability, time for transparency, time for good governance. And here it is that this afternoon we have to be moving a motion to compel the government to give information to the citizens of Guyana on a matter that they ought to know. The truth about it, I don't even know if some of the members who are heckling on the other side know the answers to the questions. I don't even know if they know the answers to the questions, because it would appear that this has become a state secret. Mr. Speaker, the real thrust of this motion can be found in the be it resolved clause that the National Assembly, in the interest of public accountability and transparency and good governance, calls upon the government to make full disclosure on the following. And I will go into details of what we are asking for. Sir, transparency, as I understand it, is operating in such a manner or in such a way that the actions that are taken or performed are known by the parties and the stakeholders concerned. This Durban Park Development Project, Jubilee Project, and based upon public pronouncements, it is supposed to be ongoing, even though we have seen since after the May celebrations a halt. We don't know what is taking place, and there are many things that we don't know as it relates to what has taken place. So questions have to be asked. Why is the cloudiness? Why is the haziness? And I dare say, why is the muddiness as it relates to the information? Why is this absence of information? The Guyanese people want to know. Why is it that we don't know, for example, example, the name of the holding company or the private company that these donations were made to. We are asking this afternoon through this motion that the rights of citizens to know and to have information must be upheld, and the government must come clean. And I use that word strongly. The government must come clean on this particular issue. Is there something to hide? Is there something to hide? Well, if there is nothing to hide, the government has an opportunity this afternoon to prove me and all members on the opposition bench is wrong by simply disclosing answers to all the questions. What's the question? Mr. Speaker, in any democracy, transparency helps citizens to monitor the actions of their government. And the fact that citizens can monitor the actions of their government, it's a mechanism to reduce corruption. So if a government is not allowing citizens access to information so that they can monitor the actions of that government can be accused of being corrupt. And I would ask this afternoon that the government makes the case to the people of Guyana that they're not corrupt.